Anuju, Quality Assurance Engineer in FSDH, PEROPS. FSDH is a group of companies, and I am in one of the subsidiaries. So today I'm going to be your host because Ibironke Yekini is unavoidably absent. You're welcome to Testify Flash Talk 21. So we're going to be having two speakers for today, Eniola Ajala and Olubusola Adewusi. So I'll start by reading out Eniola's profile. And the topic she would be presenting us with today is Just Do It. Okay, so Eniola has a very interesting profile. That's to tell you that anybody can join tech. Anybody can be in the tech space. Tech space is a very interesting space that gives you value. It makes you have words for yourself. I'll just go ahead and read that interesting profile while we listen. Christiana Eniola Ajala, fondly called Nini, works with Ngala FinTech as a software quality assurance engineer on the side. She works as an IELTS tutor and teaches candidates to scale the exams in flying colors. She also edits and proofreads books, articles, and other written materials. She stumbled into software testing thanks to a friend, Greg Emuze, and through the various programs organized by Testify Limited, she's gradually establishing herself. Nini serves as the program director of Omoge Initiative and Ayo Adedeji Foundation, both NGOs vested in helping the girl child and the youth respectively. She's interested in empowering the younger generation through education and vocation skills uptake. She's a super sanguine who brings life into anywhere she is. Few things she loves includes herself, teaching, reading, making friends, traveling, listening to music, dancing, and seeing movies. She's also a football lover. She loves catching up with friends and family. Her best meal is plantain. Best colors are white and black. She recently discovered that yellow looks great on her. A graduate of microbiology from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. She has a certification in information technology from the British Computer Society. She also has a certificate in basic presentation from National Broadcasting Academy. Nini loves God and is committed to fulfilling purpose. Just do it. I'll be talking about taking the bold step into tech, no matter your current status or educational qualification and financial ability. She'll be speaking with us on having the guts to just do it. So before we bring Eniola to the floor, I just want to state some simple rules. Any question that you want to ask, you just will be asked after she has finished. There'll be time for questions and answer. You just put them on the chat session, or we can unmute everyone to ask their questions. So please, maybe we can just see some claps on the chat section as we introduce Eniola Ajala. Eniola Ajala, you have the floor.
Hi, thank you very much, Melly. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm sure they can hear you too.
Oh, fine. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that profile. That profile is very long, but thank you. Okay, so I'm deeply honored to be here tonight. Thank you to Testify Limited and thank you to Princess Ibironke Yekini. It's actually an honor to be called upon to do this. I mean, well, here we are today. Okay, please, can everyone see my slide? Melly, can you see my slide?
Yes, I can, yes.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so I don't think I need to go into all that. Melly has already read the profile and I think covers basically everything. So today I'll be talking about Just Do It. Basically, this is actually focused on people that are interested in tech, but have, for one reason or the other, they've not actually found the courage to do. You know, there's a lot of stuff going out there. Oh, you need to have a computer science background, you need to know this, you need to be extra smart and all that. So this is actually focused for them. It's actually focused on them. So you need to learn that one can actually do this, all right? Don't let anything hold you back. You just have to take the big plunge into tech. All right, so first things first, you don't need to have it all figured out. I think that's one of the things that a lot of us have issues with. I mean, I had issues with it. You know, so growing up, even till my adulthood right now, there's a time when I feel like, oh, there's a way I should already have plans for my life. It should be like this, you know, like I want to put myself into a certain box, you know. And when I reason and think that I don't actually have everything, I don't actually know the full picture, I get worried and all that. But then I've come to realize that sometimes you actually don't need to know everything. Just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. And ultimately, at the end of the day, when you look back, you'll see that everything makes sense. And then the second thing is this: you don't need a degree in tech to be a tech bro or a tech sis. Okay, yeah, slang when, oh, this is a tech bro, this person is into tech and all that. You actually don't need a degree in technology. I studied microbiology in school, and today I'm a software tester. I know a lot of people that didn't do anything tech related, and today they're into technology. So when you know these two things, you definitely know peace. All right. Okay, so today this is my outline. You need to understand the tech value chain, and you need to map your journey, and you need to pack it for a great trip, and of course, my gist. All right. So when I say understanding the tech value chain, what do I mean? A lot of people, when they hear tech, what they hear is coding. You know, you need to learn how to code, write Python, C++, JavaScript, and all those other languages that people are familiar with. But there's actually more to technology than coding. You know, you don't have to be a software developer. That's not the only job that's involved in the technology sector, right? There are a lot of other things. There's the product design, there's product management, there is marketing in tech. You know, it's not the same as it is in banking or in publishing or other businesses. It's, you know, the tech business is such that it is very, very unique. So all this other stuff, all this design, marketing, they are quite tailored to tech. So if you are able to find yourself, if you probably have, you know, you're a good marketer and you don't think, oh, they don't need marketers in tech, you're making a mistake. You need marketers in tech as well, all right? Then we have the testing, which is what I do. Then we have the legal, we have the HR, we have the admin. So there are a lot of spots in the tech world that you can actually tap into, you know, not just, don't let coding be the problem. Like, oh, they said if you're into tech, you need to know how to code and all, and that's why you're not going to partake of this goodness, you know. Right now, tech is the current oil. I mean, maybe apart from cryptocurrency, tech is like the current oil. And to tap into tech, into that oil, it doesn't need coding knowledge. You don't need to know how to write codes and all those other things. You can tap into any of these points. So you have the design, like I said, the product management, there's product growth, there is the marketing, there's legal. I mean, the guys that do the lawyers for tech are different because the laws guiding the tech world are completely different from the laws guiding your banking, your finance, and all that. So there's the HR and there's the admin. So what you just need to do is study the industry as a whole, and you can find a place where you actually excel. That may not necessarily require you to code or do anything. All right, the next thing is mapping your journey. So now that you've discovered that, oh, okay, it seems that I may be able to survive in the tech world, I'm able to thrive in the tech world actually. Then you now ask yourself, okay, where am I coming from? Where am I currently? And where do I want to go? There's something that's called career map. Thanks to Iburonke, that's actually when I knew what career map is. You know, I'm going to show it on my next slide. And you know, it was during one of our classes, and she took us to like, okay, where are you currently? Where were you before? Where do you intend to be in this tech journey that you're embarking on? I think this is very important because it will guide you as you go along the way. Now, it's not cast in stone, okay? It's not that, but once you set out, you've mapped out this journey that you want to take in tech, then you cannot change anything. It's just going to be like that. No. But it's like a guide. You can only take a detour if necessary. Or at least once you know that, okay, this is the route I want to take, it makes your journey easier. You already know what to look out for. When you see distraction, okay, this is not what I want. I know where I'm going to. it also helps you. So where were you? Ask yourself, where am I coming from? I was coming from a microbiology discipline, okay? I studied microbiology in school, like I said earlier. And then from there, what have I also done? Okay, I've worked as an administrative officer. I've worked as a banker. I've done a lot of stuff. All right. Currently, right now, I mean, before today, let's say about some months back, I work as a credit manager for a health tech company. And today, I'm a software tester, right? And hopefully, I'm hoping to become a senior tester and probably a consultant in testing. So you need to ask yourself, where are you coming from? Where are you right now? And where are you going? So this will help you to know the things that you require to get to your destination. All right. So I mentioned career map earlier. So these are all of the things that we did in one of our courses with Testify Limited. So I started as a editor. I mean, I'm not considering my discipline, right? So as my work experience, I was an editor. I didn't even use anything in microbiology ever. The only time I probably used was doing my IT. But my career started as an editor, and then I went to becoming an operations person. And then from there, I became a GT Bank executive trainee, a banker. And from that, I left the banking industry after a couple of years. And so I left the banking industry after a couple of years to become an admin manager. And then from there to a pharmacy operations executive. And from that position, I transited as a credit manager in the company where I wanted to do tech and what to do in tech. And so, well, I say tech novice, right? I became a tech novice. Sorry, can everybody still hear me? Melly, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. All right. So then I became a tech novice. I was trying to know what's tech and all that. At the point I even registered for a boot camp in software development. I think I did 2 weeks and I ran away because I did not understand what was being said. You know, that time I was actually working with the bank and GT Bank then. And we had courses and all that I had to follow every week. And there was no time. And when I go for class, it just everything lose gibberish. I didn't get anything that was in there. So I ran away from software development. And somewhere in my mind, I just assumed that tech wasn't for me, you know. But then from that point, I got into software testing, and I'm hoping that one day I'm going to be a software consultant or a trainer. I mean, something like what Google currently does. It really looks like something really good, and I would love to explore that. Okay, so this is my career map, and it's something that you can also draw for yourself, you know. So when I drew this, I was at point 5. That's where I was when I drew this, right? But now I can say that, yeah, I'm at 0.6, even if it's still at the lower level of the ladder. But I'm here right now, right? And hopefully, I'll get to the destination, which is to be a consulting software tester for companies all over. So if you have this will help you. You don't have to know what it is at the end of the day. I mean, you don't have to actually know how you will get there, but you know where you're going to help you greatly and make your journey easier. All right, so now that you know that you want to be in tech, whatever it is you want to be, probably a developer, a designer, or a tester like me. What do you need for you to get to where you're going to? All right. So this is what I call packing for a great trip. Now, first of all, you have to be very hungry. Like you can't afford to be comfortable. You can't be too relaxed. So where I am is okay for me. No, you can't do that. You need to have this strong desire, this hunger, deep hunger. Okay, and that's what's going to push you. You know, a hungry man, they say hungry man is an angry man. But that anger, instead of you being angry, you convert that hunger into something else. It helps you seek out things when you're hungry, all right? So you have to be quite hungry. Then you have to be very open. You cannot afford to be all, oh, it's just, I keep to myself. You know, people that you don't tell people stuff, you don't try to open up to people. You actually need to open up to people. I think one of the things that has helped me just find this journey in tech has been that I'm quite open. So I do tell people, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is what I intend to do. Even when people laugh at me, you know, I don't care that much. I still make sure that I'm quite open. Be open to learn, be open to seek advice, all right, on this journey, because you don't know it really. That's just what it is. Right now, you probably don't know what you want to do. So when you're open, people will be able to point the right direction to you. And then you have to be willing. You know, a lot of things will come your way. You can't just say, oh, I don't want to do this, I can't do that, I'm not able to do this. So you have to be willing to do a lot of stuff. All right. I think one of the things for me on this journey was one of my friends came to me and said, oh, I need you to help me do stuff. And I didn't say no, even though I didn't exactly know what it was, right? I didn't say no. And then from there, it turned to, oh, you should go and take a course in software testing. And then here we are today. So you have to be very willing. Now, next thing is that don't despise the days of little beginnings. Start small. Okay, you know everything. Everybody wants to be the Oga tomorrow. You want to be the MD, the executive. Everyone wants to be the boss, the executive, and all that. But you need to learn that it's in the little things that you find the big stuff. Okay, so your little wins, your small starts, they're very important. Okay, so start small wherever you are. Start little by little. And then be ready to get dirty. See, you have to roll up your sleeves. You're going to have a lot of sleepless nights. You're going to do things that you never thought you would do. But you have to be ready. You have to be ready to go all the way, get to the trench. All right. And then you have to find your tribe. You need to find people around you. Your support system is very important. Because on this journey, sometimes you want to give up. I see you, there are times when I'm like, you know what, I don't think I want to do it. In my old support system, they would consistently give you the ginger and the motivation that you need on this journey. Now, it's not that I'm not saying that you need external motivation at all times, right? But to a large extent, when you need people, you won't be able to motivate yourself. That's the truth. Okay, so sometimes you need people that didn't know what to tell you. You know what, you can do this, keep at it, don't worry, it looks rough, or keep at it. Okay, so these are some of the things I believe you need on this tech journey that you want to embark on. And if you have this one, I mean, it's not exhaustive. This is not all. I'm sure there are many more. Just like in the journey of like a lot of other things that you need to have, but these are the ones that so far they've helped me. All right. Now the next thing. So based on everything I've said so far, then I'd like to now incorporate them into how my own journey to tech began. Okay. Now my friend Greg Emuse developed an app for Lagos State government, and he needed it to be tested. So he sent me, and I was like, "Oh, what's up? Help me test this application." And in all sincerity, I had never heard of software testing before. So when he said, "Help me check out this application, just let me check if everything is working fine, register." So I, of course, I register like a user and just try all the features on it. I mean, now I'm sounding like I know what I'm saying, but that time I wasn't sounding like this. I was like, okay, I was signing in, login, that's what I knew, all these features and all that. I didn't know that. So I got the app, I downloaded it, I signed in, and I started taking it step by step. And when I was done, I even did screenshots. Interestingly, I didn't even know that all those things are, things are even being sorted. So I did screenshots, I added my notes, and I sent them back to him. And then he forwarded to the developer. And when the developer saw it, I think Eniola Ikola, so when she saw it, she was like, "Oh, who did this? The person is very detailed, and the person did a thorough job." And then Greg goes, "See, they're giving you accolades that you did a great job. Oh, that's good. I think you should go and do a test, a course in software testing." I'm like, "What? Software what?" Like, I don't know what software testing. I'm like, okay, you know what? Just go ahead and do it. So from giving my 1%, I went over and I could have just taken the app that I gave me and just log in and just scroll through and just like, oh, everything is fine, or just do a shorty job. But for whatever reason, I gave my 100%, my 101% actually.
Sure.
And from that point, that's when I got to connect to learning software testing. All right. So anywhere you find yourself, even the Bible says, wherever your hands find doing, do it well, as unto the Lord, right? So whatever you are doing at every point in time, commit yourself totally to it. You don't know who is watching, you don't know who is going to say, "Oh, who did this? Oh, I like the way this person did this," right? And most of us, "Oh, I'm too tired, they don't really need it, so I just do halfway or just do partly cooked stuff." But it doesn't really pay you as a person, it doesn't pay your brand, ultimately. So you should always learn to give your all, your best at everything. And then, so after they told me to go and do software testing, I'm like, I don't know what software testing is. So like the size section online, all these things I was seeing, they also asking for $1,000 or dollars. How much is the money that I'm even getting down? You want to collect dollars from me? So then Greg now reminded me of a friend that we had. His name is Chibuzo, one of my friends actually. And then Chibuzo, I spoke to him like, "Oh, I need to do software testing. Do you know anything about it?" And of course, he knows for people in the industry. Like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And then he linked me up to the NCF from that's the Nigerian Testers from WhatsApp group. And so I joined the WhatsApp group, and they're always posting job opportunities. One company looking for this position, tester, 400K. I'm like, "Hey, this stuff." So there are jobs for testers all over this country. I don't know, But then there are some courses they were asking you to join, I think boot camp and all that. But I didn't have the funds. So I'll just be looking on the group, anything they see. I think I don't have the money, so I'll just be looking and looking. And then one day, Ibroke posted this PS Launchpad test camp, yes, boot camp. I'm like, and then I saw the amount. It was 2,000 naira. I said, 2,000 naira for what I've been seeing dollars and everything for. I said, finally at last. So I registered for it, and then sincerely speaking, so in my mind, I'm like, see, this course, I'm very busy. I don't even think I have 1 month to give anything. But let me share pay, and if I don't understand everything, I just back out, and she needs 2,000 naira, not plenty money, right? That was actually the mindset I went out to, like, see, I cannot come and kill myself because I actually had a lot on my plate and everything. So I had to scale that financial constraint level where I went from $1,000 of courses to a $1,000 course. It might look like sometimes, I think one of the issues we have is that we equate expensive with quality. Okay, so you see something, it's like, oh, if it is $10,000, then it makes more sense than something that is 500 naira. It's not always like that. I'm not saying it's not like that, but not all the time. So the program I did, maybe if I had done a 10,000 naira course or a 1,000 naira course on Udemy or wherever, I'm not sure I would have probably gotten the traction I have currently, right? And with that small amount, okay, I was able to overcome that constraint I have. So sometimes you just look out for those little ones within your budget. If you can afford the $5,000 zone or the $50 zone, fine, go ahead and do them. But if you can't, the day you find the free courses, take them. The day you find the 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, or 200,000 course, go ahead and do them. All right. It's step by step. Everything will build up. Okay. No knowledge is lost, they say. So once you gather here, gather there, you'll be able to see that everything will make perfect sense. And so the perfect opportunity came for me to learn software testing through CS Launchpad by Testify. And then we started. And first week, onboarding happened. Second week, they told us about test case documents, this Excel sheet that has wonderful colors and all that. And then we started. And someone like, okay, I think I want to actually, and along this journey, I was telling Greg, that's my friend, I kept updating like, I applied for this course. So every time Greg that's one of the reasons I said you should have a support system. Almost every day, Greg will ask me, what's up? How far with your testing class? Are they taking you well? What are you doing now? Can you do this now? Can you do that? I'm like, okay, I don't have to do anything now. I've not done anything yet. But the fact that I was consistently asking me kept me on my toes. Because I know that I can't just come and say, okay, I'm not doing it again. I mean, it won't beat me anyways, but I knew that there'll be disappointment sort of. So with that consistent input from him and asking me questions, I knew that, okay, you can't give up on this, just keep doing it. And so we did the CS Launchpad in 1 month. It was a fantastic time. I mean, it was amazing. Then the stuff I learned, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. That's just the word for it. It was just mind-blowing. And in that 1 month period, I kid you not, in that 1 month period, the knowledge I have is currently what I use at the job that I got last week. Wow. That 1 month period gave me all the materials I needed to start as a junior tester. I'm telling you, it might look like, oh no, it's not 1 month. Everything I need to be a junior tester, I have it already, So now I just put on my CV, this same Greg. I think I keep mentioning Greg a lot. I mean, God has just blessed me with that person. Is very strategic in my life. And then he got working with a fintech company, Angala, and then they wanted a tester. And they were like, oh, auntie, this is what I look for a tester. And then they sent me the JD and they're like, so apply. And then I applied. And then they called me for interview, first level. I've never really entirely done testing like that, right? I mean, I've done maybe one I did for my friend, and then my workplace where I just did a few things on the app. And then they called me for interview. Oh, come around. There was no actually. I will tell you this. It didn't influence them calling for interview in any way. I can assure you of that. I just sent CV, so HR did the calling themselves. It didn't influence and tell them, oh, this is my friend. Not at all. So they called me for the interview, first level. Oh, you did great. Call me for the next one. Second level, and started asking me technical questions. Thankfully, I told my bureau came before I went for the interview. So she gave me some tips, like when they ask you disease or you say, you already know everything. And I was like, okay, all the ginger she gave me, it was as if I could take down any mountain. So second level of interview came with the big boys, the executive, and then we scaled through again. And they're like, okay, fantastic. And last week I got an offer. Like, what? Just like that, without any paparazzi, as it were, And so right now I currently work as a software tester for Angala Fintech. And it's actually been very interesting. Now, I've said all that to say this. I didn't have a tech background. I didn't study computer science. I didn't study anything engineering, software development. Microbiology that has done literally every job possible. Oh, I actually do. I'm a fashion designer as well. I not put down on design. I actually know to. Like I do a lot of stuff. I think I told my friend one time that I'm going to be a general merchandise. Like I'll just be doing a lot of stuff, right? And so I've dabbled in a lot of things, and most likely probably as I grow older, I'll still dabble in other stuff. But I didn't have a tech background. I didn't have any knowledge of tech, and I was really scared about it. But thankfully, through the friends, the right connection, in the right at the right time, I was able to become a software tester. All this is saying that you don't really need, you can be a Yoruba graduate and still be a tech person. That's just what I'm trying to tell you. All the story I've said so far. You may not even actually have gone to university. You can be a software tester. Not just software testing now, you can actually be in tech. You could be a developer, you could be a designer, it could be anything you desire in tech. And that it's quite open that all you have to do is just be willing to learn. Are you ready to learn? So if you're ready to learn, then you should know that the world is for your taking in tech. That willingness, that openness is very important. So once you have that, then you're good to go. Okay? So, well, Melly said that you do question and answers when I'm done. So I'd just like to say special thanks to Princess Ibiroka Ekini. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Me being here today, actually, I did not believe it, but you believe in me so much, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity. And Mr. Gentle, Ibiroka, I met Mr. Gentle, and has been also mentoring me on this journey. The Testify team as well. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for the resources, for the programs, and all that. And Postman team, this is very interesting. I'm currently running a course that Ibiroka organized again. This is a 3-month course, right? And this one is not 2,000 naira shao. This one is a bit on the high side. Well, hey, we paid for it because we knew that 1-month course was loaded. How much more a 3-month program? Okay. So in that program, I have a team called the Postman team. These are my guys. Guys, you're amazing. You've actually helped this journey of tech look really smooth. Thanks to your support. It's actually been very easy. And my friend Chibu was going to link me up with the NCF WhatsApp group where I met Ibiroka. And lastly, to my great friend, Greg Emuze, thank you. If not for you, I probably would not have been in this industry that I'm in right now. So special thanks to all those people here. And of course, thanks to God for orchestrating my steps, being with the right people at the right time and, doing the right stuff. So that's all from my end. I hope you are gingered. I hope you receive the motivation you need to go into tech, irrespective of your background, irrespective of your career choices and all that. That's all from my end. Thank you very much. So over to you, Melly. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Naniola. This is very motivating. This is very, if I was not in tech, I would have been wow. Like, yes, I am. Even if I'm in tech, but I'm still wowed. This is a very interesting journey. I don't know if I have any questions. You can just drop it on the chat section. If I don't know if you have anything from this or from her, I just know a few things I've learned this evening, even though I know some of them is so. First of all, for the tech space, you do not really need to have certification is not the problem. You don't really need to have a certain kind of degree because just like she said, when she joined Angala, before she joined Angala company, she was called for an interview and a friend could not influence it. And it could be possible that the friend would have tried, but it can't. You just cannot influence it because in tech, you just have to prove your worth. You just have to prove your skills. So there's no way it would have influenced it because if he had just called her and said, okay, she's good in this, they would have tested her, they would have done the interview for her and she might have flopped and it would have been a different story. So in tech, your skill will speak for you. So some of the things I gathered now is, first of all, you do not need a serious degree to be in tech. That's one. Anybody can be in tech, whether you study Yoruba in school, whether you do not even study anything in school. You just have to have that passion and hunger for what you want to achieve. Just like every other areas and careers in life, once you have just hungry for them. But for now, like she said, tech is the new oil. She's not lying. It's just the truth. And another thing she also said is having a support system. It is okay to go to Udemy to check for courses and learn, but trust me, learning on your own can be very boring, especially when you are just learning it because you do not have any idea in testing. Before I started my own journey, I went to Udemy to try and learn, and I was just sleeping every day. Yeah, I saw a lot of courses, but I could not really grab anything until I actually joined Testify, and I now had a support team. So she also said having a support team will help you, having that friend, even it could be one person, but you also have to have be that kind of person that would listen. Some people, you tell them, okay, well, what's up? What have you done today? And they're already feeling offended. Like, what is it? I beg. Some people do not have the drive. So you need to have the drive, you need to have the passion, you need to have a support system. Even if you do not have, you can be your own support system. But when you join a testing community, or you join a testing, you join a choir like Broncos Choir, Turn of the Court, anyone that you know, and you have people, you see people that are aligned with your own dreams, so you can study and work together. So the question I have for Christiania is, I wanted to ask you, how long did this take for you to get to this space, for you to get to this particular position you are at now?
Okay, thank you very much, Melly. Well, I think we started the CS Launchpad program in, was it September? I'm not sure. I think it was September we did it. So it was a 1 month program. And between September and now I'm here, right? So my official tech education started in September. So yeah, it took me 3 months thereabout, or 2 months to get here. Okay, so yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that answer. So that's to tell you that being in the tech space, you don't need to be there for 2 years. In 2, 3, 1 month, you will see changes in your life. And you just know that, yes, I have arrived. You just know that you have value for yourself. Nobody will tell you, you tell yourself. You see, in less than 3 months, I know she's feeling very, very fulfilled. From everything I gathered, from what she said, I was expecting her to say, okay, I'm going to be diverting to another field in the future. But no, she said, I want to be a test manager. I want to be a test consultant. Everything now revolves around testing. So even if she wants to divert a little, she might be like, I want to be a software developer, a software programmer, or a product manager. It will still be within that tech space. That's what tech does to you. When you are there, you don't leave. You can't leave. Just like an addiction, you learn more, you want to grow. Anyway, so I'm going to be welcoming our second speaker for today. Before I welcome her, I'll read up her profile. Her name is Olubusola Adewusi. Olubusola Adewusi is a self-driven and motivated person with over 10 years of experience in both enterprise solution testing and business intelligence report development. She currently runs her expertise as the head of quality assurance and software testing unit in the billing and payment department at Soft Alliance and Resources Limited. Her skills and experiences are gathered in various report development, testing tools, framework for APIs, database, and web user interface. With her leadership, exemplary organization prowess, Olubusola has earned various awards, with the recent being the best staff of the year. Olubusola is passionate about her IT career and well charged up to always be the best version of herself. With her self-driven nature, she's envisioned to play on the global scale of her career. When she's not playing superhero with the PC, Olubusola enjoys cooking and watching movies. And today she's going to be speaking to us on the topic, the cost of quality implications of good quality and poor quality. Olubusola, please, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. It's an honor to speak with us this evening. I say a very big thank you to Princess, who I fondly call my mentor, Lena, for this opportunity. So I'm just going to get right into the topic, the cost of quality. So I'll be looking at this from a personal angle, that is, as a quality assurance engineer or a software test analyst, what is the cost of quality to you? Let me try to share my screen. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so can you see the cost of quality on it?
Quality. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be looking at it from a very personal angle, that is, as a quality assurance engineer or as a software test analyst, what is quality to you? So what is quality assurance in itself? So quality assurance in software testing is defined as a procedure to ensure the quality of software, products, or services provided to the customer by an organization. So that means as a quality assurance person, you are ensuring quality. Your job is to ensure quality of the products that you are giving, maybe as an individual or as a corporate entity, that is maybe as an organization. Quality assurance also focuses on improving the software development process and making it efficient and effective as per the quality standards defined for software products. In my journey as a quality assurance person, when things go wrong on a project, or should I say, maybe an application has an issue, many times what you hear is, who is the tester on this project? Who tested this application? No one really asks who the developer was, or who the project manager was, who the business analyst is. Most of the time, the focus is who tested this product. It's who was a tester. As a tester or QA, you need to look beyond the work and look at your input on the job or the task. Am I interested in the quality, or am I just doing the task and getting it done with and moving on? The way you do your task, most times I say, is more important than the task itself. I remember when I first started this journey as a software tester, like 2 years or 3 years back, there was a particular application in which we spent like almost all night trying to test. The developers and the testers and the BAs were trying to test this application. We worked all night and all that. Functional wise, the application was 101% perfect. It was on point. And we sent the application or the builder, what's it called, to the CEO to look at it, to just have a feel of it. And he sent a mail back asking who tested this application and what went wrong. It was just a spelling error, or something we call a cosmetic bug. That's what the developers call it most time. And you won't believe that just this spelling error was just an omission of an S in the word, ruined all we had labored on for this application. So this is to tell us that whatever we're doing, you need to ensure quality. You need to dot your I's and cross your T. It's not just about the functionality of the application. It has to also do with the usability. What is the feedback from the customer? How does the customer see it? What is the interaction with your app? How does it feel? I'll go to my next slide. So what we suffer by neglecting quality procedure? First, like we all know, quality is everyone's responsibility, but really some people do not know that quality is everybody's responsibility. In an agile team, most people just say it's the quality assurance, it's the tester. They are the ones to ensure quality, but quality is actually everybody's responsibility, right from the project manager, the product owner, the developer, the tester. Quality is everybody's responsibility. I could say that, or I would want to say that I didn't really know this, even being a tester for a long time. For me, it was just about, okay, it's more of the tester's job. I remember it was one of Ibirunke's training where she kept emphasizing, and she gave an example. If something goes wrong on a project, who is to be blamed, especially when it comes to the quality or the output of the product, who is to be blamed? And then we're all like, okay, it's the quality assurance person or it's the software tester. And then she told us quality is everybody's responsibility. When the work gets running, the quality might not be maintained if there is no one or team to enforce it. Many times when the project kicks off, at the beginning, everybody is okay, this is how we're going to do it, this is the process we're taking. But when things get really busy and you're being labored with, we need to go to the market, we need to push what's stopping us, we need to go to the market and all that, it's like everybody just jumps quality and we all just want to rush to the market. But as a quality assurance person, you need to know that, yes, quality is everybody's responsibility, but it is your major responsibility, because the bulk of the, the bulk of the fault will somehow go back to you. Like the example I gave, the CEO asked who tested this application just because an S was missing in a word. He didn't ask the project manager or what, who tested this application. So as a quality assurance person or a test analyst, you need to know that yes, quality is everybody's responsibility, but the bulk also lies on you. Quality begins from the base, that is the requirement gathering, the design, development, testing, bug triaging, UAT, production, go live. Well, I believe some of us understand what it is. This is more like the software development life cycle. These are like phases in the software development life cycle. So for a quality assurance person, from the point at which requirements are being gathered, you need to start looking at quality. It's not until you get to your testing part. From the requirement document, requirement gathering phase, quality is needed, because if wrong requirements are captured, yes, this is the work of the product owner. If wrong requirements are captured, it's also going to impact on your work. You could gather wrong requirements and you end up testing this. Eventually, you'll see that you've only tested a wrong requirement. So you need to know that from the beginning, quality is important and you are involved in it. Quality is the bedrock that produces acceptable products. I will say that again. Quality is the bedrock and the blood that produces acceptable products. That means quality is like the foundation. For you to have like an acceptable product in the market, quality is something you should not play with. It is something you should not negotiate or say, let's just carry on. Let's just do anything and move on. Quality is the bedrock and the blood that produces acceptable products. When quality is not upheld or built into a product, we incur additional costs, definitely. When there is no quality in a product, by the time your product, maybe let's just push it, let's just go live, and it gets to your clients, they bring it back. You have to keep supporting them. You have to label the developer. You also, as a quality assurance person or the tester, you will also be labeled. You will also be labeled, because that means everything you've done before, you have to keep going over it. Then you have to look at where did I miss it? Because at the first place, we did not really put too much into quality. I'll go to my next slide. Okay, so I'll talk about internal failure cost. This internal failure cost focuses majorly on you as an individual and also your company corporately, as how it impacts your company. Like I said, you have to start reworking. You have to start redesigning. You have to keep fixing defects. You have to keep fixing bugs. You have to keep retesting. And all this leads to time wastage. When it comes to quality on your project or your product or an application you are testing, you do not stick with the status quo. When you say, let's just do it this way, no. Don't say, this is what is said to be done. Let me just do it and move on. Let the quality in your task speak. Don't say, this is how we do it here. This one is not a major thing. This one is not something we really need. You'll be shocked that just a little thing could mess up everything you've worked tirelessly for, like in the example I gave earlier. So don't stick with the status quo. Don't say, let's just move on with it. Let people be able to say that when it comes to this person, he or she won't compromise on the quality of the product under test. Let people be able to say that this person would never compromise. This person will do what he or she needs to do. This person will focus on quality. This person would look at every bit of the job and do it as it needs to be done. There has been times where developers will tell you, this is not in the requirement documents. Let's just move on. Yes, it might not be in the requirement document, but you need to tell them, this is best practice. And this is just to save us all from back and forth. I remember some months back, there was a particular application I was testing, and I had to go to the developer and say, no, this is not okay. You're testing a login page, which has to do with a secure application. The application is about security and all that. And for me to log in the password part, I could just use A. Things that needed to be implemented, alphanumeric, character, length of character, nothing. I could just put A, or I could just put 1 in my password field, and I will be able to log in. I had to go back to the person, and I had to go back to the developer, and I told the developer, this will not work for me. The developer told me, no, this is not in the requirement document. I'm like, yes, it's not in the requirement document, but best practice. This is what we need to do. The look and feel, this is going to turn potential users away, because you log in and you're like, is this a shrine or what? So as an individual, for you to stand out, for people to know you, that when it comes to testing, that you have quality, that you are dependable, your job is something that people can say, okay, go to rest because I know this is the particular person working on my project. Quality has to be your watchword. Definitely you and developers, you're going to fight, you're even going to be enemies with them, but you should not compromise on your job. You have to be known for what you stand for. And that's why I said, for me, it's more of a personal thing. It's more of you saying, this is the way it needs to be done, and this is how it will be done. These are the standard procedures. These are the things to follow. These are the laid down principles for quality. And that is how you are going to do your job, regardless of what anybody says to you. And this also saves you from stress, saves you from so many back and forth, saves you from having to rework, saves you from going to do so many regression. So let the person know that this is how I do my work. I remember, was it last week when the eNaira application that was launched, and in just a few days, it was characterized by complaints and displeasing experiences from users of the application. You know, it's always said that anything in Nigeria is a fluke. We do shady jobs. We do not really put quality into what we do. And all we want to do is rush to the market and go live. I think for us as testers, or maybe we'll be testers, is something you need to, it's an habit we need to cultivate individually. And it's also a decision we need to make, that regardless of what is said, I'm going to stand out. regardless of how people look at us, like, oh, Nigerians, you don't really things with you. It's just, you guys just do shady jobs. I mean, you do shabby jobs. Your things are not always, you don't dot your I's, your T's are not crossed. They're always shady jobs and shabby jobs. Individually, you need to take it up that for me, whatever I work on, whatever product I work on, quality has to be ensured. Like I said, I think it's a wake-up call for each of us in our little workspaces or in whatever position we occupy to do our part in ensuring that quality is upheld. Definitely, you will sure have enemies, but never mind. Let quality be your watchword. You never know who is noticing you, and you will also contribute to the overall quality rating of your company. And that's why I said, for me, it's a personal thing. People don't say, what's my loyalty is to myself and not to my company. Yes, your loyalty one is to yourself, but also know that if you're working in a company, people are looking at you. I've had instances where people will say that I want to work with Busola because I know she's going to do a thorough job. I've had instances where people will say, your own wala is too much. Are you the only one testing? What's your issue? Because I try my best to make sure that whatever I do, it's not just about the company, it's also about myself. So you need to be able to put yourself in the job. You need to be able to look at the little details. Developers will definitely give you problems. Developer will definitely want to create problems for you. They will tell you, this is not a big deal. We can overlook this. Let's just go live. But you need to take your stand and tell them, let them know that quality is my watchword. As Nini was talking the other time, I was just laughing because for me, it seemed as if she looked into my note when she said, whatever your hands find to do, do it well. And that's why I said this cost of quality, I'm looking at it on a personal note, on you as a quality assurance person, you as a software tester. You need to be able to say, for me, quality is my watchword. And I'm also the representative of quality in the team. I am, yes, quality is everybody's responsibility, but I take the lead when it comes to quality. So in rightly positioning yourself in the 21st century tech world, let quality be in your heart and guide your work. Do not say it's not my business, it's not my father's business, I'm just working here. Let people be able to refer you. Let people say, for this person, forget it. You can go to bed because she's going to do a very good job. So I think that's all I have to say about the cost of quality when it comes to you as a quality assurance person. So I want to thank Ibironke again for the opportunity, and I also want to thank the Testify team for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Busola. This was very good. And I'm sure we have gotten a lot from what she said today. Like she said, as a tester, the first thing that should drive you is even quality, your passion for quality. As a software tester, I can relate to a lot of things she's saying when it comes to developers fighting you, product managers not providing enough SRS documentation and everything you need for you to have a quality application. I can totally relate, but it should not keep you down. You should always insist on your quality product because it will always come back to you. The first question that anybody would ask when they see an application is, who tested this application? Yeah, they are quick to drag testers and say a lot of things. But like she said, quality is also in the hands of everybody on the team. That is one fight product managers and software testers would always have. Product managers will always be like, no, it depends. It's in the hands of the software tester, quality assurance engineers, but it has to be for the whole team, not just one person. Developers, UI, UX, software testers, product managers, everybody, because everybody is they are the ones that have gone through the requirement process to bring about that particular application. And from the first point I got from her is, whatever you're doing, you have to do it very well, because even one tiny mistake would just cause the disaster. It caused a serious disaster of that particular product. Like, you can imagine that just a tiny error, just a tiny spelling error, which is called cosmetic error. Yes, it's called cosmetic error because the developer's field is just very tiny and minor. But yet the CEO saw it like that, and they were like, no way, like, this tester has not tested this application. The CEO has forgotten that there are a lot of functionalities that are performing as they should. The CEO is just looking at that particular one spelling that went bad. I know it can be a lot, and it can be a lot on testers. So if you have a drive for quality, you would ensure that the product is, I wouldn't say 100% perfect, but I would say at least 95% perfect. At least 95% perfect, because we are only humans. So it's there's no, we cannot really see, we can see a lot of things, but of course there are some tiny things we could miss out, like this cosmetic error she talked about. So as a software tester, quality should be your drive. Quality, for passion for quality, for a quality product. In my company, I know that sometimes my developers will be like, would you have to test first? Would you have to test first before the product goes, before we give it to any other person? So even when the product manager during UAT, they're like, okay, we want to test, as would you tested? Even if I'm like, okay, I've tested, but they're like, are you sure you have tested? That's because they have that confidence that yes, when I test it, I'm going to, of course, bring out the bugs and criticize them, but they know that it's a constructive criticism, because sometimes developers just bring up a product and you're like, are you done? Yes. Are you blind? Can you not even see these things yourself? They were like, well, that's your job, go and check it out. Yeah. So things I gathered from her is, first of all, having quality as your passion. If you have, for you to be a software tester, quality first of all has to be your serious passion. You, whatever you're doing, give it your best. You try to make sure that there are no mistakes anywhere, because it will cost you a lot. Cost you time, money, everything. And it could even cost a dent on your name, because it could be that it's just a very tiny error, and the CEO is already saying this person is not a good tester, and there could be something they wanted to refer you to, and they cannot do that anymore. So thank you, Busola. This is a very exciting session we had with you. I don't know if anyone have any question. You can drop it in the chat session. If you have any questions for Busola. So the Testify Flash Talk continues from now till Saturday, same time. Please don't miss out. We'll be having a lot of guest speakers, but tomorrow I won't be your host. Ironke herself will be the host for tomorrow. Today she was unavoidably absent, and for tomorrow she'll be here to welcome you guys. And the speakers, of course, have fascinating topics you want to really learn about. This is not something you should miss for anything. And since there are no questions, I want to thank you all for your active participation, the speakers. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot from this session. Tell your friends to join, tell them to come and be in tech, space, especially software testing, so that they can really have value for themselves. Thank you for your active participation. Thanks to the Testify team for organizing. Thank you to our speakers who have learned a lot today. We appreciate your effort today. We appreciate your efforts this night, and we thank you all for joining again. Have a nice evening. Bye.